Welcome to RCS. I'm Dan.
I'm alive.
Nick is back.
I'm alive, barely.
Yeah.
I'm as light as I was in high school.
Good job.
Yeah, great. Not the way to do it, but yeah, I'm alive. Sort of.
Yeah. Are you living off our sponsor, Rainier?
I got two thumbs. You know, I have to say I haven't had a Rainier in a while. I've got to do that. At this point, as I recover, it's more about mental stability to be able to put on pants and then literally drive here. So,
well,
beer
almost
didn't,
made it.
Yeah, almost. Here's hoping. No zippers. That's how you get through life.
Harder to find a YouTube video on how zippers work than you think, huh?
Well, you got to be really careful how you search because there's not a lot of videos that show you how to bring zippers up. Zippers down. A lot of content. So it's a little bit weird. But yeah, jean jackets.
YouTube, not Reddit.
Oh. OnlyFans zippers, not what you want to do. Okay, good to know. Yeah, good to know. How are you, Dan?
I'm good. I am comfortably enjoying our recording at Drivers Club.
I know. It's been a few weeks since we were here with everything going on, and it's absolutely beautiful outside. I wish I could go ride the monkey.
Soon.
By the way, and I have been back in touch with our last guest.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
The seat goes up, I think, sometime this week if I can get it up there. So
nice.
Thanks for that, Dan.
I'm doing the same thing.
I had everything budgeted, and now it's like, oh, sure, yeah, you need a seat. And so.
Well, after seeing Brandon's.
Oh, God. It's gorgeous.
If you haven't seen Brandon Benpal, that's Sarpins on Instagram. His monkey is, if you have no interest in motorcycles, you should still take a look at that because the custom work that's on it is pretty incredible, to say the least.
It's escalating. Have you ever heard of Bullet motorcycles? They're out of England.
Don't think I have, actually.
They have a 250 that's a good price, and I can't find a dealership here in the United States yet, but it's starting to progress.
All right.
I need something more.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm dirt bike shopping, of course. So.
Well, my problem is Sarah finally got her endorsement after many years. She rode off-road.
Yeah, she's been riding forever.
And now she wants to buy a dual sport or something. And I'm like, well, I want to ride with you. And so it's now,
Dual sports are so much fun. Yeah. Especially at our age. I'm going to be honest. It's just it's easier to ride, and it's convenient to get around.
Well, yeah, and it would be nice to be able to hop on the freeway if I had to.
Right.
Yeah, well, that one time I did that on the monkey, I don't even want to talk about it. It's pucker factor 7. Like, I think I can go a little faster on the freeway now, but that was
yeah. So things are clearing up outside. Yeah. I washed both cars the other day. Our friends are Grio's, RCS 10 for your 10% off. I used their products extensively and ceramic everything, which was awesome because it rained the next day. No water spots. I love this stuff.
The stuff works really well if you use it the way you're supposed to and the temperature you're supposed to use it at. Yeah.
Yeah, when it's freezing, it doesn't work as well.
Yeah, I made that mistake. I mean, but the bottle says don't use it at that temperature. So,
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did the S3 the other day, and I did interior, exterior, everything, and I was laughing because I haven't done that car in a long time since we brought it back from Texas. Yeah. And she gets at it, and she's like, "I forgot how nice this car is when it's really clean." And we've just been too busy. So
it's amazing how you can your car will just be cleaned.
Well, it smells really good.
Oh, yeah.
That's the stuff with the Grio stuff is it smells so good. Don't eat it. We covered you can, but you shouldn't.
Why do you keep telling me that? One time.
It's not just for you, it's for the listeners.
I wanted to hiccup Bubbles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's Bubbles? No.
So, yeah, we did that. It was opening day at Exotics, which was a lot of fun.
I saw cars there that came from Drivers Club that I haven't ever seen leave Drivers Club, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times. And I'm glad we live in this environment. I mean, people can ask me, is that Greg's Law Ferrari? Nope, that's somebody else's. No, it was a good turnout. It was nice to see everybody. We got there a little bit later, I think.
Which was wonderful. I got there at 9:15.
That was so weird.
So much better than being there at 6.
So if you don't know, that was the first time Dan and I have been to Exotics where we're officially retired. And I woke up that morning and I was like, oh, I got to get to it. And I was like, no, I don't. I do not have to get there. I can get there when I want and I can enjoy the time. It was nice. And I could I'm going to be honest, I apologize to a lot of people because people kind of found out that we were there, but I kind of played incognito. I put on my mask and just sort of walked around because I just wanted to kind of...
It was nice to be a spectator for
that
once.
Was weird.
Because I don't ever get a chance
absolutely weird.
Yeah, when you're working the show, you have to just kind of glance at things in passing. You're busy, and thank you to all the volunteers. Since we're not one of them, I hope they know how much we appreciate them as spectators because what a show. What a zoo. That was a lot of people, oddly uncomfortably so for me. It's the first time I've been around a crowd since the whole thing.
I mean, I think I told you, like, when we went to Nashville, 3 weeks ago, which turned out real well for me. It was overwhelming to be there, but like that was kind of my thing. Like, I was walking around, like, it was tough. Like, it's weird to kind of be in context. I mean, I'm used to being social, and I like that, but it's going to take a little getting used to. So, yeah. But
lots of cool cars. That all dripping wet, all carbon Ford GT. We all know the owner. We're not going to talk about that. Yeah. He's very open with it, but. And just everything else that was there was just such a cool collection. It was cool to see the crowd energy. There was one thing I need to bring up.
I will say my favorite was the 99, the new 992
Turbo S.
And I am so in love, by the way, in the new 992 GT3.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know me, I don't change things a lot. I literally just changed the background on my phone to that blue 992. The GT3. That's how much I love that car.
Porsche knocked it out of the park. That was the first time I've seen a new 992 Turbo, it's a Turbo S.
That took you a minute, too. We came around the corner, you're like, it's an older one. I was like, I don't know if it is.
Not. I came up to it, and I was like, man, this thing just gets better the more I look at it. They knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
So when that depreciates like a rock in the next few years, I'm buying one.
And it was Dan spec, too.
It was. So when they drop $100,000 in 3 years, I'm all over it.
A mere 3 years away.
Yeah. Hey, that's fine with me. I'll let somebody else be the test dummy.
Your kidneys will get stronger by then. They'll be worth more. It's fine.
Sure. I'm the king of CPO. I don't buy new, so I'm going to skip the Raptor. But I'm excited to see that. It was beautiful in person, though. But great cars, great crew. Thank you to everyone at Exotics. This is not an apology from us, but I want to put it out there because there was some bad behavior, like there is at every opening day, from people that drive us all nuts.
Oh, was there? I didn't know that.
Just a little bit. Not as bad as it was, but so I'm apologizing on behalf of somebody who got caught up in this and had no part of it at all. And I want to make sure this is cleared up. Ethan, you're an Avance member. You're a very good person, and you're not the kind causing trouble. Unfortunately, his car looked a lot like somebody else's.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Somebody assumed it was his, and it clearly was not. So. Okay. Yeah, so I want to make sure that I'm doing my part to reward good behavior and expel bad behavior. Not his car, not his RS6. It was actually an S5, I think, then it came down to it. It was green with gold wheels, and when you say Audi green with gold wheels, well, Ethan has a beautiful RS6 that is green with gold wheels, and it is stunning. He was at a 2-year-old's birthday party that morning, literally.
That's an alibi, we'll say. Yeah. Can the 2-year-old back that up?
Anyway, we are sorry that some people thought it was him. It was clearly not him, and I don't know Ethan as well personally, but I've run into him at Avance events, and I know who he is, and he's not the type of person to cause trouble at an event. So I'm really sorry that happened to him because not him. Clearly not him. I know he cleared that up with the staff at Exotics, but thank you to the people that did take video of that car that is banned for life and will never be welcome at any show that we participate in.
Jeez, I didn't even see the video. I heard that they were hunting for somebody, but I didn't.
Yeah, a couple of members knew about it. They knew who it was. So.
It's weird to not be a part of the hunting
Exactly.
It's like, that happened. Okay.
I get the hearsay from people that are like, this is who it is, only because we go to a lot of shows.
Yeah.
But so it's just a good reminder, though, that if you misbehave at a car show, you're not just banned from that car show. You're often banned from every other car show you could possibly attend because nobody has any tolerance for that kind of behavior. You will get a car show shut down for doing that. You may have no attendance to the show, but be doing that kind of stuff around car shows will get car shows shut down because they associate the show. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, we know who that is, and they are banned from, pretty much every show in Washington now. So when you do burnouts and stuff like that, endanger a crowd, because we've all seen that video on YouTube where the car goes into the crowd or they go across the line.
You can say Mustang videos.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last one was a Hellcat, actually.
Oh, okay.
That was the one that went under an SUV.
I did hear about
You see that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've all seen that video. We all know that person. So that person, they don't know it, but that'll get you banned for life. Literally. You won't be allowed at any car show ever again because it goes so wrong. People get wrong. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it wasn't Ethan. Ethan's a good dude. He didn't do that, and I really, really like his RS6.
Again, I want to hear the alibi from the 2-year-old. I'm just, he's on the hook with me until he proves,
Yeah, he literally was like, I literally have driveway footage of my car sitting in the driveway the whole time.
Can you imagine that though? You're not somewhere, and all of a sudden everybody's tagging you like, this is a bad guy.
Yeah, poor guy.
I swear to God, I was at a 2-year-old's birthday party. Yeah, sure you were.
Yeah. So our Carter Subaru tip of the week. Thank you to our friends at Carter Subaru. I have an interesting one, slightly related to cameras. I did a dash cam install the other day. for a friend.
Oh, I was like, you have a dash cam. I installed it with you.
Right, and we did the same thing to mine, actually, but this is where that comes in. So if you're doing a dash cam install, radar detector install, I think that a lot of people get the dash cam or they get the radar detector and they think that's all they need. Sometimes it is. 9 times out of 10, there's a better way to do it than what's included in the kit, though. So like with my dash cam, what I did, and with every dash cam I install, is I get a wiring kit that is not part of the kit that comes with it. The one they give you with pretty much every dash cam I've ever seen, including the really, really high-end ones that are like $500, sucks. They have like a $500 dash cam and a $5 wiring kit that they pulled out a spare lamp cord. Yeah, so what you want is a wiring kit that automatically shuts down when your battery's too low. And so some of them are getting better about that, but these things are literally like $15 on Amazon. And
because I think that's the thing that people miss the most is the fact that you want your dash cam on when the car's not on in case somebody backs into your car. And I mean, it's great when you're driving for, that you can put your, videos on YouTube, but car security is important about it as well.
Right. And it's not just dash cams. It could be just like when I'm doing my radar detectors install, I often do wire taps, or I find different ways to tap them into the car than running it all the way down to the fuse box. Obviously, look online for the forums and see who's done it before. Look on YouTube, who's got a video on it. Excuse me, but what you'll often find is that spending an extra $15 on one of these wiring kits will save you a mountain of headache on the install. Yeah. Because a lot of these kits are really cheap, but also made to make your install way better.
Well, and if you've ever unwired something wrong and it goes bad, it can take out other wires. So
yeah,
I've done that many times in a stereo install. So yeah,
and so just when you're looking at the dash cam, spend a little extra time, and Amazon actually has gotten pretty good about this. I got to give them some credit where it's due. Well, they have that thing where it's like people who bought this also bought this. Yeah, and you often go look at that when it comes to stereo installs, things like that. But additional wiring kits are a little bit of extra money that can save you hours of time, make your install way easier, and make your product even better in the case of a dash cam, where it'll keep it running. Like some dash cams have built-in batteries that'll let them run for like 20 or 30 minutes after the car shut off. The one in the Raptor attached to it, the battery's so big in that thing, it'll run for like 8 hours after the battery's off. I can get it to record all night, and then it finally gets to a low enough voltage, which is way more than enough to start the truck, and then it shuts off. So just look for those little things. Like I said, if you want some links to them, I'll gladly send them your way.
And planning ahead.
Yeah.
Measure out what dash cam you think you want. Measure and then go in and take your dash apart and figure out where you want things to go. It's going to help you, because if you rip your dash apart and then you don't have enough wire, things like that, and it's important. I mean, one of the things that Dan and I struggled with the most with the Raptor was where to put that dash cam. That was a big thing.
Yeah, because there's got the tinting on the top of the windshield.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing is I look at the fuse box. Finding the right fuse is a nightmare in some vehicles, because you don't always want a constant power fuse. And a weird thing I came across in the last Ford truck I did is the Add-A-Fuse, which is like a tap, was too big to fit with the fuse cover on, and except in like one spot. And I had already used it for the radar detector, so I had to jump off a jump, which is never a good idea. So, and you don't want to like jump a fuse off, your airbags. Maybe the radio, maybe the dash lights, but not an airbag.
Airbags are overrated.
Anyway. Yeah. So Carter Super Tip of the Week, look for that little bit of extra wiring. Do a little extra research. If you just get the dash cam or the radar detector, you may want spend a few extra bucks, and it might make your life a whole lot easier. Like I said, if you have any questions on that stuff, let me know. I'm happy to answer those questions for you.
Yeah.
So email us at info@raincitysupercars.com with your questions. I'll gladly talk about them on the show because it gives us good content. I'm sure you're not the only one who's asking.
Yeah, we're doing it for you, not for content.
Yeah. Same. Same.
We
do have a guest this week, thank God.
She's so loud.
She's excited.
Talking and loud.
And she drives a very cool little car that I was admiring in the parking lot. I was laughing at how big it makes my truck look.
You can't do things like that to me. That leads to things we know we can't put on the podcast.
So our awesome guest this week is Michele Graaff, and she has spent some track time in the minis. Carl's got some great photos of her car on the track, and she's got a very cool mini GP junk. It's a CooperWorks GP.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's one of 200, number 130, I believe.
It's
2,000.
One of 2,000 worldwide, and 500 in North America.
Yeah. Nice.
2013 John CooperWorks GP.
So the true mini, not the mini that's bigger size of a Cord mini, but the true mini.
Right. It's not a maxi mini.
That. Nobody wants to drive a maxi pad around or whatever it is.
I was going to say that to sound like a feminine hygiene product.
Those maxi minis, like the new ones, are very fast, though. Faster than my car.
But the The problem
just
with
heavy.
the car is in the name. You can't go to a dealership and buy a car that's mini and it's bigger than some of those the mini SUVs are bigger than my Subaru. Like, it just doesn't make. I do think we could get it in the back of Dan's truck though. I mean, we should try.
We should get a sled deck. If I had a sled deck for like our snowmobiles,
right?
I guarantee that thing would fit back there.
That'd be fun to watch the Raptor do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that next time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right now, just get a sled deck, Dan.
Yeah.
I should get some of those.
Why haven't you gotten the? Oh, don't. Oh. Yeah. No. That'll escalate quickly.
Anyway, Michelle, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us this week.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. This was pretty cool.
Thank God Carl stalks her at the track and in the bushes taking photos of her.
Carl stalks
At the
the
track.
car.
To be clear.
It has not. Oh, I wasn't going to be clear. I was just going to be like, Carl stalks her. She parks by the porta potties, so we know why Carl gets the good shots.
Jeez.
Yeah.
No, I think Carl.
He just shrugs.
Sure. I owe you for something.
Carl's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
He does. He has a car crush. I think Carl has a car crush
It is British.
on the GP. Yeah.
Ish. It's British-ish.
Bavarian motor-ish. That's what it is, yeah.
It is British-ish.
It's British-ish.
Yes.
So take us back. Have you always been the car guy? Car girl, car person?
Car person.
Have you always liked cars being a person that you are?
The person that I am. Kind of, actually. So I think so. I mean, I don't consider myself really like, can we say gearhead? Is that fair
Sure.
to say that? So this whole mini thing is funny.
That'll offend somebody, but who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a really good core group of friends, and we all drive minis, and most of them are far more well-versed in the world of all the mechanical stuff of minis. But generally, I would say I've always been a car person, but I was a Honda person originally.
Okay,
Wow.
end of the show.
I know, I'm like, I'm kicked out.
NSX's S2000?
Yeah.
No,
Neon Civics?
Oh my God.
no, a 1976 Honda CVCC.
Okay, that's actually really cool.
Right?
That's
I
not
kind of
Honda.
wish
That's
I still
vintage.
had that car.
That's vintage.
That's
vintage.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first car when I was 16. Dad rolls up in it, and he's like, here's your car. If you want to get to work, you're going to learn to drive it. It's a stick shift.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's a wonderful life lesson.
but I don't, what? So, he took me out, and I had maybe 2 lessons. And then I needed to go work at Kentucky Fried Chicken. So, I'm like, all right, it's me and this little red Honda. Here we go. And I figured it out. And honestly, I think learning to drive a stick shift at the age of 16 probably I don't know, when you're a girl and you learn to drive a stick when you're young, it's kind of empowering, right? Yeah. So maybe that makes you more of a car person. But man, I love that car, that little hatchback. I beat on that thing so badly. Tried to impress a boy and go really fast, and then eventually blew a head gasket on it. I'm like, why is all this white smoke coming out, Dad?
That's a weird
I'm
perspective
glad we
to
have
hear.
that in common.
Well, no, but as a guy, how many things have we broken in cars trying to impress a girl? And it's like, oh, she was trying to do it back. That's different. I see you, girl. What's up? What's up with that head gasket?
Yeah.
What's up, girl?
I don't think he was impressed on the long country road, and I'm like, look how fast we can go. And he got really quiet. And I think
Are we gonna die?
Maybe.
Who knows? Tomorrow's promised to no one. Moving
Yes.
on.
It's fun though. So
It is fun.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think I've always been more of a driver. I like to be in the car. I liked being mobile from a young age. I could be independent. That was a time, because I'm older. I'm an older lady now. But that was a time you could actually haul your friends around when you had I don't know if you can now when you're 16.
I had this.
Right?
I had my Scirocco, my 94 Scirocco. I had the seats taken out at one point because I had that box back there. But I'd fit me and a friend in the front and 6 friends in the back.
Yeah.
We filled all
Exactly.
the seatbelts. It counts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's a good distinction you called out, though, is we have had several on the show. We've had actually more women than men in this case, where I know they're really good drivers. Their track times prove it. They're instructors. We've had several of those that aren't real gearheads. They're not going to be the person who's going to be in there rebuilding the motor, but they'll outdrive any of us. And there is room for both. You don't have to be the total engineer gearhead to be a hell of a driver.
Yeah.
And so
that's a thing.
Are you a good passenger?
Ooh, good question.
Ooh.
I'm not.
I am not either. I am a horrible passenger.
I think that I am a good passenger, because I know how to use my like inside grown-up voice and try to be gentle. But
what the are you doing?
Yeah. If I were you, I would maybe not be in this lane. So could we get out of it now?
That's a very nice way. That's a very okay. I know it's something. It's funny because I meet very few people that love to drive and are passionate about driving that can seriously get out of the driver's seat and get in a passenger seat, even if you totally trust the person. Like I mean, there are maybe 3 or 4 people in this world that I can get in a passenger seat and be like, and not even wonder what the world's going on. But most of the time, I'm like you. I'm like, you could be 6 inches over here. Yeah. You could speed up and
yeah. Definitely.
Get out.
I guess it depends who I'm with. There's certain people I can hop in the car with and be like, yeah. Do whatever. I'll fall asleep. I'll wake up. They're doing 150 down I-90 in Montana. Not that that's ever happened, but
nope.
Anyway, with that, we should take a break with a spot from our first guest, Haggerty, who probably doesn't want you to do 150 across Montana.
We could just have her recite the commercial, right?
That's true.
She knows it. Ready, go.
Which one should I use this time?
Yeah, which one, huh? Which one is it?
I like the grandpa one.
Everybody loves the grandpa one.
The grandpa one it is.
Yeah.
All right, we will be right back.
Okay.
Grandpa, what do you call this thing again?
It's a 66 Ford Bronco.
I think you got ripped off.
Why is that, honey?
It's got no Wi-Fi, no USB port, no Bluetooth.
Exactly. I guess we'll just have to talk.
Sometimes the best way to connect is to disconnect.
Is that the window button?
It's called a window crank.
Cool. The faster I move it, the faster it goes down.
This moment of escape was created by Haggerty.
Being old is kind of cool, Grandpa.
Works for me.
For people who love cars.
And we're back. What a wonderful break that was.
Yes.
I mean, how much did you just learn from Haggerty?
I read War and Peace.
Did you? Would you teach me to read? So, I mean, we talked about the fact that you obviously started as a petrol head and a gear head and love that. Are you a wrencher? Do you like to sit there and wrench on your car? Because you were talking briefly, and you said you're a big part of this route, these mini groups, and you get together, and I'm seeing like gangs in New York, so all these girls driving around in minis, like, clicking.
We do that.
You do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Drive down the street, just take it over. Yeah.
Practice the choreographed
This
dance.
is mini town now. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's the sharks and the jets all the time.
There you go. See, she got it. She got it.
We're
Okay.
very
Story there.
territorial.
Yeah. We're very so many questions.
Do I wrench on my car?
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn to do that more, actually. And in our core group, we have most of us know how to do stuff to our car to some extent, but one of our good close friends, like, he is outside of his regular 9-to-5 job, he is like a full-on dedicated mini mechanic. Like, he's a national expert on minis. He's mod mini. So
those are good people to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we pick his brain a lot, and with my increasing track time that I'm trying to build into my world, I'm learning a lot, like, I should probably learn how to change brake pads because that's important. And so, he kind of has teased me, like, you need to learn how to do this if you're going to be changing your pads out. So next time you come over, we're going to, like, learn how to do it. And so
those are the great friends to have. It's
like,
I'm going to teach you this.
Yeah. And he does. So he has a YouTube channel. He's Mod Mini. And so we actually, the last time I was over there putting my track brakes on the front, he's like, let's record this. I'll make content for my channel.
Nice.
So I held the camera and he narrated and I learned, and he goes, now you have a video you can go back to. And
how cool.
Yeah, super, super fun. I live in an apartment, so, I don't have a space to do this stuff. But I can just take the car over there when I want and just put it on the lift. And I have yet to do this, to be honest.
But the offer's out there.
The offer's there. So I have resources, and we try to get together as a group and, like, put mods on the cars and upgrade rear sway bars or whatever we need to do. And
well, as you get into the track, you're going to be doing a lot more of that, yeah.
Exactly. And there's some of that stuff I've already done to the GP. I've had the GP for almost a year now. It's my third mini that I've owned. So there was some, like, common mods I wanted to do right away, like the sway bar.
Air fresheners.
Totally.
Okay.
I had to get the perfect tree for the mirror.
Absolutely.
Vanilla Roma.
Is there anything else?
the perfect mods.
Yeah,
Griot's interior.
Griot's no.
Oh yeah,
No.
yes.
Duh.
Well,
Yes.
we were talking in the parking lot, and I said you're kind of a unique person in the fact that there's a lot of people around here that, they load their race car up, a Mini or whatever, and they drive it to the track and they beat the crap out of it. You're dailying this.
I am.
So you're a different type of racer. That's that you can go out and beat on the car to a point that some people, and I think that's better because I think it makes you a better driver.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely. I just actually, I was at PIR. I was down in Portland a couple weeks ago, and I did an HPDE day down there. It was my second time at PIR, and then I stuck around.
She's got all the acronyms. She's a race car driver.
I'm learning. I'm trying.
Absolutely.
So I stuck around the weekend. There were actual races that weekend, so I helped some buddies trying to be their pit crew, which was a very funny thing. But
you learn a lot doing that, though.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's super exciting. But I took some of my footage from that track day and sent it to a friend who races cars. And one of the things I said about what I was looking at was and this is my daily driver. So I see where I hesitate. I see where, I'm in the straight and my foot's on the throttle and I just watch my speedo and it just stops, right? And I'm I know the car has more, but it's just I hold it at 115, 116, and then it's just breathe off of it.
How dare you be sensible and smart?
Right?
Right, yeah.
That'll get you nowhere.
It's a good thing, right? But trying to continue to grow and learn, and as Ross Bentley says, we need to learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So, I know I need to push it more, but it's that balance of what do you want to do to the car? Because remember, this is your baby. So
and I have to drive it to work on Monday.
Yep. So, but Haggerty sets me up with track insurance. I'm one of those people. I get my track insurance and.
Well, yeah, if you're daily driving your car and you don't have track insurance, that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I have seen many, many times. It's
Yeah.
not cheap, but it's always worth it.
Yeah. And I think if I were driving a car that was easier to replace, it might feel a little different. But, these cars are hard to find.
Yeah.
So
500 in the U.S., 2,000 in the world, yeah.
Exactly.
One down is there's somebody with a chart going, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Parts car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Part out.
What'd you break?
Yeah, exactly.
well, I have enough friends now with GPs, which is unusual, that we would have a nice wake for my GP, but then part it out.
We're going to mourn for one day, and then we're going to start making offers.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
They're my buddies, but I know they're I'm going to get this part, and I'm going to get those track pads.
She's been light on the rear brakes. I think I'll start with that. Yeah.
I was admiring the tires. I could see the heat cycles in them, and I said I always judge people in their cars. So when I see them on the road, if I see a really high performance car and it's got mileage but no heat cycling on the tires, I'm
Yeah.
you've been going to too many shows, not enough driving.
Hey, those speed bumps in QFC can be vicious, Dan.
That's true.
This is true.
That's true.
It can happen.
Especially in a Mini.
Right?
Yeah.
My goal is to heat cycle my BFG KO2s on the Raptor.
It'd be more about jumping it than anything. Yeah. Good luck with that.
Autocross the Raptor. It's been done. I'm going to try it.
Yeah, those tires, I put those on last June when I bought the car in Texas. I had seen the photos, and I knew the tires that were on the car needed to come off, and I thought, let me just get new tires on while it's down there since I'm driving it home. And it's just a funny thing about tires, and I had a conversation with my dad not long ago, and he was noticing the tires, and he's like, didn't you just put these on here? I'm like, yeah, but this is just what happens now when you go to the track, and you grow up, sort of you put a set of tires on, and you drive it for a couple years. You drive it for years, right? Not
I've never
anymore.
had a set of tires last me that long ever.
No.
And I don't even race my cars. I'm but you are. I mean, you're not doing tire swaps at the track, are you? You're running
Not
your
yet.
street tires.
I envision one day I might. It's kind of this quiet little goal I have that.
Well, I think that's more of a, can I get 4 more tires in the back of a Mini on the way to the
We
the
can,
track?
and I can.
You can do it?
I've done it many times.
Yeah, lead seat down because the wheels aren't very big. So
That's true.
Yeah, you just get a race
It's
wheels.
tricky, but it can be done.
Yeah, an R compound tire at the track would be probably a pretty significant upgrade in a car that light too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is done. One of our buddies swaps his R compounds on sometimes, and for autocross especially, it's
That's a perfect little
game
car
over.
for autocross.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you racing? What type of racing are you doing with that car?
Well, I'm not technically racing, so
Just tracking.
What
that, right?
what type of adventure driving are you doing with that car?
well.
Yeah.
And I should like kind of lower the expectation here. Like I am just a normal person who just tries to get out to the track as much as I can.
Yeah,
just
so that's a normal person. Though.
Well,
I mean, you don't have your own race program.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. But it just, I think for me, like sitting in this amazing space and looking down at these amazing cars, right? Like so many of these cars, like you just put on a trailer, take it to the track, and it's kind of a different lifestyle that I'm living. Like I'm in my apartment. This is my daily driver, but I freaking love being on the track. So I have to just like scrape out how I can do this. So for me, I try to get to a track day, a lapping day, like once a month, maybe throw in an autocross out at Evergreen Speedway, maybe once a month, every other month. So that's what I'm doing now. There's some, I kind of feel like I might want to race. I'm still feeling it out. I've got enough friends who are like, yeah, come on, you can do this. You're ready. I'm like, I don't think I'm ready. I need more lapping days.
Capable, absolutely. I know what a gamble that is when you're like, because it's not just you got to worry about now. The track day, it's like there's enough space between you and everybody else. There's just really safe passing. When you're in the actual race, it's like, right on each other. That gets real scary real quick.
It's the whole, like, it's racecraft, right? And I didn't grow up watching racing. So what I've been focused on has been like the element of driving, the art of driving, and then to think about trying to race. It's like now you start to work on this whole other skill set, which is racecraft, like how to dive into a turn and brake late and how to present yourself to get the pass. I'm like, what does that all mean? And why is no one just crashing all the time?
Well, but it also says, you look at the people that you surround yourself with and that are doing this, and they're not going to tell you to do something that they don't think that you're capable of. So that's,
True.
Step it up. Let's go.
True.
Come on.
That's true.
Yeah, but
I can say that because you're screwing up your car, not mine.
Well, more importantly, though, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. That's great, and I think might be able to know that. Like you can absolutely track your daily driver. That's not a bad thing to do at all, especially if you're paying for the track insurance. And I hope you encourage more people to do so. I hope our listeners are more encouraged to do so by listening to you and knowing that this is absolutely capable. Tina, whenever Chow just started doing this with her Boxster GTS, and I know we have a lot of other listeners who are doing the same thing, and it's a really fun way to have a car too, and not actually as risky as people think.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll make you a better driver, that's for sure.
Oh my goodness! Like I feel like just a better driver a million times over.
I'll bring the Crosstrek out. You can at me. It's fine.
Little body roll.
That'd be amazing.
A little bit? Me or the car? I'm doing 15. Exactly. Yeah.
I always feel really excited when I can pass someone. So if you could come out, that'd
gladly.
be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
What made you take the jump from just enjoying driving and being quick to I'm going to go do track days?
Well, I think honestly it was getting a Mini. This started quite a while ago. I got my first Mini in 2012, and shortly after that, I did my first driver skills day through the Porsche Club. Actually, I should backtrack that a little bit. I'd done a driver skills day before the Mini, and I'd done that day in the 1990 Porsche 964.
Oh, cool.
So that was really fun. I'm like, this is a neat thing. Like,
That's a neat car to do it in.
Yeah. I love being in the car, and this is really neat how we can learn about these skills and kind of throw the car around. Then I got my Mini, went out to another skills day, and it was the same thing. Like, I have this awesome little go-kart, and I can do so much to it, and I still feel really safe, right? I'm not going to, more than likely, I'm not going to fling it off into a ditch or whatever. So just started that way and did lots of skills days. I did a couple HPDE days over the next couple years.
High Performance Drivers Education.
Yes.
Yeah, just for the listeners.
Yeah. Through Porsche Club and BMW Club. And then just sort of focused on other stuff in life. So wasn't doing performance stuff. And then fast forward to 2.5 years ago, and I was like, I was on my second Mini at that time. I'm like, I kind of need an outlet. I need to be like getting out there. My life had gone through kind of a big change, and it was like, I love doing that. Like, why can't I do it on my own just because I'm not partnered up on anymore? Like, let me just go see how much I really loved it. So I signed up for the IRDC. It's the International Race Car Club local conference. Their one-day competition school, which was like an HPDE day with some skills in there. So I signed up for their one-day school, and I remember the night before, I'm all alone. I had got the car already, but I just kind of had a panic attack, like, oh my gosh, do I have enough air in the tires? Do I stop at the gas station? Like, shoot, I should do that. I'm not planning, and I'm like an uber planner of all. Just ask anyone.
We understand that.
Yeah. So I just kind of had this like crisis, right? This internal crisis of like, why am I doing this? Can I really do this? And I had a friend come over, and he's like, here's a tire inflator for you. You're going to be fine. Let's look at your tires one more time. Go have fun. And I'm like, okay. So I showed up the next day, and the first slalom I went through with the cones, I'm like, yep, I love this. So,
what worries?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then ProFormance Racing School. I did their one-day school and then ended up getting signed off solo. I think most people know I'm a huge fan of Don and Donna Kitch. They're just so supportive of any driver in any car who wants to come out, and they just gave me a really good base of building my own confidence. And so just once I got signed off solo, it was like, get my paycheck, pay my bills. Can I get to the track? Yep, let's go. So
a normal race car driver.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't have to eat this week, but I can go racing. Yeah.
Exactly. Did that answer your question? I kind of went off on a tangent.
That's exactly what I was looking for, actually.
Yeah. So it's totally like, I think it started with the car, right? I got a little car. My first ever car was a little car I thought I could throw around. Mm-hmm. And I've always kind of been a little car person, except for a phase of Honda Accord years, but we don't need to talk about that.
I knew she had faults.
We all try the practical thing. We do that.
Right?
We do this practical thing, and then we lift a Subaru 4 inches and put off-road tires on it.
People like that are insane.
Right. Exactly.
No judge a character. Oh, yeah.
But you can tow us out, though. We get stuck. Maybe.
Yeah.
Clutch maybe says no.
Clutch says no. Yeah. Clutch is still good. Yeah.
Good-ish.
That's funny.
I told you, my only issue is power. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you did some mods already. You said rear sway bar, I think you said?
Yeah.
Brake pads.
Brake pads, rear sway bar. Changed out almost all the bushings.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
It
doesn't make the ride as nice.
I was going to say, that's how you compromise your daily driver, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely how you can tell if people value one over the other, because everybody replaces their bushings on a car they love to track, and then you get the bouncy kind of squeaks and the...
It motivates you to get to work and get home so that you get back to the track. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just my good friend who's in the audience tonight, she just got a GP, which is super cool. I think we may be the only women in the region that have GPs. So if there are other women out there who have GPs, it'd be super cool to know. But she took my GP while I went to Texas to get hers, and we were messaging back and forth, and she's just like, Bill's, my car's name is Bill. Bill's kind of a hard ride. I'm like, yep, that's his bushings. Nick, sorry.
Good. Yep. Bill's bushings.
Bill's a
hard ride.
It's a hard ride.
It's Pecos Bill, right?
Girl goes out of town.
Yes, it is.
Her friend just comes in and just never mind.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. Okay.
I am also trying not to comment at this time. So
she learns quickly.
Yeah.
Any other mods planned?
Let's see. I just did I upgraded his intercooler.
Oh.
Is that a top mounted intercooler on that, or is it front mounted?
It's front.
Front mounted. Okay.
Front low. Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's on the front. I had to look at my more gearhead friend over there. But, downpipe intercooler, So waiting to put a tune on it.
I was going to say you're building for a tune.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Yeah. And I've always kind of been a little conservative with mods. My dorky, nerdy phrase from the beginning has been like, the best mod you can have is you in the driver's seat. Like, that's what you start with. And
she's making bumper stickers.
She's right.
I'm the best mod.
Do you have a Cricut? We could like make some cool decals before we leave tonight.
We should.
I know.
We should. I like that idea, actually.
We do need to get stickers.
Yeah.
Stickers.
No, we have some. We just think we have to get them printed
faster.
Sorry, Randy. I know you ordered some on the website. I'll get them to you soon.
Yeah, Randy.
Sorry, Randy.
Yeah,
Randy.
Sorry, Randy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So just like really conservative with mods, which, people love their mods and I get it. I've just been a little like.
But again, daily
slow.
driver.
Yeah.
You don't want to put too much into it and blow it up, and then you can't drive to work.
Totally.
So there is that.
When you start doing track stuff too, function matters more than anything. There's a lot of mods that like, I like this because it sounds cool. You're like, well, it doesn't give you any more power, then it's not worth it.
Yep.
It's,
you
said you did the rear sway bar. Did you drive the car? Did you track the car before you did it, or did you do it right away?
I did it right away, but I did it right away knowing that I would want to, because I did that upgrade to my previous 2013 Mini Cooper, which again was a different Mini. It's still in the same second generation family. The GP has an upgraded suspension and whatnot. But interestingly, they did not upgrade the sway bar. So I already knew that would be one I would do right away to tighten it up.
Yeah.
Try to like reduce that body roll just a little bit. So I did that one right away. But even with the first 2013 Mini I had, like, it took me driving that car a little while to understand what I was feeling and why, and then talking to friends before I committed to doing it.
That's what I was wondering about, is if you'd done the before and after. And the front engine configuration cars, even if they're all-wheel drive, so Audi people, Volkswagen we're talking to, rear sway bar is a very popular thing to get your chassis sorted on those cars. So if you have a front engine configuration, even if you're in an S-Class or RS-Class car where they are rear-wheel drive bias, because of the engine configuration in the front, rear sway bar is usually the first thing you do to correct that rear body roll, and you'll lose a lot of rear traction without it. So I was wondering.
Yeah.
So my question is this. It's a very serious question.
Okay.
When you bought the first Mini, why did you buy the Mini? What made you go, this is what I wanted? Because, like, I always find that's an interesting process when somebody goes, okay, even before you got into what you were doing, you're going, you know what? A Mini Cooper is what I want. Yeah. Why?
Because a Porsche guy told me I shouldn't, and I was like, screw that,
girl.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, don't listen to the Porsche guys. No, I mean,
we don't know anything.
I mean, coming from a BMW background, I love the Minis, and I hope to own one someday, especially something like yours. It's beautiful. But it's always an interesting process when somebody goes, okay, I'm going to buy a Mini. And like you said, you went through some transitions in your life and you made some decisions. But it's interesting because there's a lot of people that go, yeah, I'm going to buy a Mini because I've got a small parking spot and I don't know what. But it seems like you did it for a different reason than just being.
Yeah, I think so. Well, the funny thing was, like, long ago, maybe
many moons ago.
It might have been like around 2004, and I saw like my first modern Mini. Like someone came to a party and they had like
they were all the rage.
A 2004 Mini, and it was just like, this is neat. And I kind of knew about classics and what I didn't follow Minis at all, but it was like, this is really cool. And I thought, well, it might be fun to have one of those one day, right? But I just didn't really think much of it. And then fast forward through my Honda times, and it was time to get out of this lease of this Honda Accord I had purchased for commuting. And I was like, I want a small car. Like, I'm tired of this four-door. I don't have kids, and I don't go to soccer games. Why do I have this car? So,
that's an interesting moment in your life.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm not the person this car projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, maybe I'll get a Mini. So, again, I didn't know really anything about them. I did some research. My then partner, like, helped do some research. So we kind of thought we knew what we were doing. I got an 07 that had some upgrades on it. And I loved that car. It was great. But it kind of had some common problems for that era, which I learned about quickly. But I still love that car. And I'm a small car person, and it was fun. It was the whole cliche go-kart thing flinging it around and then doing the skills days. It was like, yeah, I dig this car. It's just easy to handle.
And Lotus Elises are expensive.
Right. Well, I was going to say that too, right? Like, so
suspension stays on the Minis better than the Lotuses too. Yeah.
You know, I work for University of Washington. You know, I don't, in our region of tech and car culture, you know, I can't keep up with that lifestyle. So it's like, what car can I get and still like enjoy it and have fun? And so Mini was it. And then, so I got the 07, then the 2013. And, but I guess the funny thing I was going to say is when I was considering a Mini, I was at this dinner with some Porsche people in this beautiful, amazing condo that overlooked this amazing vista. And we were talking about cars. Michelle, what are you going to get? And I said, I think I want to get a Mini. And he said, you don't want a Mini. They're just so torquey. You don't want front wheel drive if you think, if you think you're ever going to do anything with a car, you don't want a Mini. And there was just something in me. I'm like, why, yes, I do.
You know how many Porsche people have sold people on other cars that aren't Porsches? Right. By that opinion, it's like, you don't want that. You know, I think I do. I think I really want it now. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I can be kind of stubborn about stuff too. So it's like, all right, then I guess I'm going to start looking for some Minis tomorrow because I will prove him wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
That's funny.
So it's kind of the story, and
that's great.
I love that car. I think it might have been Carl who asked me, what's your dream car? Somebody did, and I was like, I already have it. Like, I don't.
That's a cool feeling to have. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, it's, you know, one of the things that I love about the Minis is the history. Like, I mean, in being a classic British person or lover of car and things like the classic Mini, and then watching it come back and being a BMW fan, and then watching people. There's a lot of people out there, and I will say this, and it's not you guys that probably own those GPs. They saw it on the showroom floor, and they go, but it's shiny, and they're not driving it like that.
Yeah.
But Mini built that car to go out and do what you're doing, and so I think that's always great.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you may know, there's an article coming out soon.
I have heard.
I was going to bring that up, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're adding a writer to your resume.
Did I just step on your...
No.
Not at all.
It's your show.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, really, it is. It'll have your name in it.
Goodbye.
Okay. Yeah, I was super excited to be invited to help craft a story about Minis for Avance.
Is it a small story? Is it a mini story?
It is very small. I had to make sure it fit in a tiny space on the page.
We understand that. Yeah.
Small print.
I was admiring the cover shot, which we won't leak because it hasn't leaked yet, and we don't have the ability to do so. But for those, I really hope it works out because there are some amazing photos that go with this article, and not everything has to be a Skyline or a Ferrari to be an amazing photo. And one of them is just going to be. Everybody's going to see it. It's going to be pretty iconic. I'm excited to see it, even if it's in the magazine or on the cover. We'll see how it works out. But it's Carl got a pretty that setup of the day that they did is pretty amazing. So I'm very excited to see it.
We were supposed to be there. I'm sorry I missed it, but it was supposed to be iconic.
Yeah,
this is why we don't have nice things.
Yeah.
Right here. Yeah. It's Carl's fault.
Yep. Peanut gallery is mocking us.
Yeah, it was a super fun day. It was super exciting to get to pull a bunch of people together. Most of them people I know, obviously, who have these cool cars, and just a fun group who wanted to put this together and just go for a drive. And we drove up to Skagit County and Island County and got photos, and then I just threw some words on a page about Mini, and
that's writing. Good job.
Yeah, that's writing. That's kind of my little.
Been doing that wrong for so many years.
Yeah, yeah. This little side thing I'm doing, and so it's been really, really cool. And I actually, working on this article, I learned so much more about the car I actually drive. So, very educational.
Yep, it's a fun process. Mm-hmm. You said you answered one of my questions already, which is what's your dream car already, and you have it, which is a really great feeling to have. Are there any other cars that interest you, though, in the sense that if I could have 2 or 3 cars, because that's always how do you round out your stable if you were going to? Not Minis.
It's so hard.
I mean, I would go to Classic Mini.
Yeah.
Classic Minis are always cool.
I mean, if we can have...
Right-hand drive.
Yeah.
Right-hand drive Classic.
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of cool to have a right-hand drive GP. But anyway, not as a dream car, but another, since I already have my dream car. But this is a hard question. I'm pretty pragmatic, I think, for the most part. So I would really like to have an SUV. I would like to have another daily driver and just
for all
have
those soccer games she goes to.
Yes,
Right.
for sure.
Yeah.
All my Costco runs.
All the Costco runs and the soccer games. Yeah.
That bulk toilet paper.
Yeah.
What she's saying is she'd like to have something that could pull the Mini to the track.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is kind of like a vision.
Yeah.
that I
Staging
have,
vehicle.
Staging vehicle. Yeah. Something
Yeah.
with a tire rack on it. Yes.
Yeah, enclosed trailer puller. Yeah.
I'll get there. You just wait.
I know. I don't doubt it.
Don't challenge me, Nick. You know what happens.
You don't
know
want
what?
that.
You know what, little lady? You don't need that. I'll play the Porsche guy here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
see you next week with my
Yeah.
trailer of tires.
Yeah. No car, just a trailer full of tires. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
I recommend a Raptor. It's a
That could
terrible
be.
tow vehicle, but for a Mini, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
she would do very well in the Raptor world.
I know.
Yeah. I think you could. You would represent the Raptor world very well.
Well, I did grow up in Ellensburg, so
Oh, I was going to ask you about
I
that.
understand. Like, I could hang with the truck crowd.
Yeah, if you grew up in Ellensburg.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've been here your whole life then. Did you move around at all?
A little bit, yeah. So I grew up in Ellensburg and then moved over here for a time with my first phase of adult life. Lived in Tacoma. I don't know why a young girl and her roommate decide we want to move to the city, and then you move to Tacoma and not Seattle. I still don't understand.
I'd move to Tacoma now before I'd move to Seattle.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
I
at this moment.
I appreciate Tacoma for sure. But when you're like 19
Yeah.
and you're trying to jump out of your small town, I don't.
That had to have been a cost thing.
Well, it was a boy thing. Too.
Oh, it was a boy
Wow.
thing.
Yeah, to be
Those
quite
makes
honest.
sense.
Those get you in nothing but trouble. Nothing but trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could have moved
Yeah.
to Everett. I mean,
True.
there's worse ways to
North
go.
Tacoma? Oh, okay.
They both have mills.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Had.
So yeah, I moved there. Not to get into my whole life story, but was married for a while, and we lived in Colorado.
Oh, that's nice, though. Colorado's got a great car scene,
Colorado
actually.
Springs was super, super nice.
Avance Denver, just so you know.
Yeah,
It's a new thing.
yeah.
Colorado Springs, though, is really nice. I love it.
It
over
was so nice and just beautiful, and like you get into that part of the country and you're just like, whoa, the sky is like right here. It's so open, and
There's a lot of great driving roads around there. I mean, just every road is a beautiful scenic road around there, but you've got the bike crawl. You've got the Pikes Peak Hill Climb Museum at the Broadmoor, which is free. I recommend everybody who goes over there. Our Avance Denver listeners, some of you haven't checked that out yet. I don't know what you're doing living over there and
what's
having
wrong
been
with
there.
you?
It's free, and it's amazing. Go there. But, Cheyenne Mountain, lots of cool stuff over there.
yeah. I wasn't super into car culture at that time in my life, but I wish now, that I had just exercised all of those amazing options. But
Road trip.
yeah, for sure.
Just saying.
In the GP.
She doesn't like the road trip, Dan.
Go.
She didn't go to Texas to get a car like you would.
Twice.
Twice. Yeah.
Twice.
Hers and hers.
Okay,
She brought back hers.
You went and got her car?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, that's right. When she was, never mind, the bushing thing. I forgot.
Yeah.
How quickly we forget you leave your car with another woman.
She was hanging out with Bill.
Yeah.
Yes. The hard
ride Bill.
The hard
Yeah,
ride.
hard ride Bill. That one's going to stick.
That's my license plate.
Hard ride Bill.
That's also the new stickers, hard ride Bill. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, goodness.
HRDRDBL would work.
Yep.
Oh my god.
That's 7.
Oh, I think so. You have to kind of.
This
I think
might-
that might have to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this is going to have to happen now.
Yeah. You're going to have to come up with a more appropriate version when the Washington State Patrol asks what it is. But other than
Right.
that, you'll be
Yeah.
fine.
There's that spot. Like, can you explain what this means?
I
So I have to
can.
come up with something.
I
Yeah.
can, but I don't want to.
It's
Can you
all
explain
about the
this means?
bushings.
Yes.
It's all about the bushings,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. Well, with that, we'll take our next break from our friends at Haggerty. We'll be right back.
We spend an average of 8 hours and 41 minutes a day facing screens. Laptops, smartphones, tablets, even digital refrigerators. But what are we really connected to? Isn't it time you connected to something greater? Sometimes the best way to connect is to disconnect. This moment of escape was created by Haggerty for people who love cars.
And we're back. We're just talking about Avant stuff. Talking about
are.
what we're doing later.
Yeah.
Not tonight, but
all
in
the
life.
fun stuff.
I was like, please don't make me do anything else tonight.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Nick's going to take a nap.
Yeah. So,
I'm going to eat.
It's a school night after all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So drinking, a lot of drinking, maybe some drugs.
I'm starting to think.
Just kidding.
Well, there's drugs in my future. Melatonin.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah,
I use that
same
drug
here.
as well.
I mean, exactly.
That's good stuff.
That's funny. That's what I was talking about,
Yeah.
too. What are you going to do? Sleep aids?
Sleep aids, yeah. The drugs have changed as I've gone into my 40s.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Not that I was ever a drug user, but
Yep.
now, big melatonin
Yeah.
fan.
Melatonin,
yeah.
ibuprofen.
Yep.
Glass of wine, melatonin.
Yep.
Excellent Monday night.
Sounds like a hell of a date. Yeah.
Totally.
Right?
Yes, I'm a good date.
Yeah.
I got the melatonin. It's on.
Bill and his rough bushings and a melatonin, and it's going to be a good night.
Oh, good
So,
Lord.
yeah.
Maybe some ibuprofen. You don't want to sore back.
Oh no! Well, you got to play. Stretching is important.
Yeah.
So,
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. You're an Avance member, right?
I am.
You
yes.
are? Okay.
Hence
Yes.
writing in the magazine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's also called a transition, you peckerhead.
I'm here to help.
Yep. Thanks.
Danny's trying. all
Charter
right?
member
He's
number
trying.
4.
No.
That's right.
Yeah.
2 steps ahead.
Yeah.
Leave number 6 alone. Okay.
Yeah. That's oh. Oh. Now she wants to play. Okay. All right. That's fine. Leave number 6 alone. Diver Dave. Number 5.
You know what's funny?
What?
Her and Ashley from Haggerty have the same sense of humor and laugh, and I can't
Oh.
unhear it, which is a good
Yeah,
thing
it's
because
true.
we love
You're
Ashley.
absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So, how did you join into Avance? How did you find Avance?
How did I find Avance?
Backpage, Craigslist.
This is Backpage. Yeah, when I was back there,
Any
just
good
checking it out.
any good
for the
bathroom
week.
will have the number on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we should add that to Mountside Pub, actually.
That's a good point. Avance number. Adam's personal cell phone will be up at the Mountside Tavern. Come find it.
Next to Bill's.
We'll do it even better. We'll put it on a special $1 bill.
Here you go.
So yeah.
That's good.
Sorry, I was just distracted.
Yeah. Squirrel. Yeah.
Actually, I'd known about Avance. You know, was like, that's cool, and have friends who were in Avance. I think it actually was talking to Carl at the track one day when he brought up, like, hey, we're going to work on this story. Do you think you might want to help? I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. That'd be cool. Just let me know. So I sort of just started investigating a little more. I'm like, this is cool. Like, I kind of dig this vibe. Sure, I'll join. And then all the Griot stuff showed up. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Any day Griot stuff shows
oh
up
my
is
gosh,
awesome,
yeah.
right?
Speed Shine is my
Yep.
it's my jam. I love that stuff.
Have you tried their track prep spray?
No.
You need that. It's fantastic. They have a spray that you put on your car, and it's not don't get me wrong, it is not a finishing detailed product. Like, you don't use it to, like, wax your car. You use it before you go to the track.
Okay.
And so those rubber marks and all that massive road rash you get on the front of your car, you put that on first, a little bit greasy.
Yep.
But it washes right off, and it'll make it super easy to clean the car
Oh,
afterwards.
that's excellent.
Especially on your wheels.
And the new ceramic coat Speed Shine too. The quick stuff is really good. I just started trying the new one, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love the spray wax.
Yeah.
So, and I know you've talked about this, like those of us who are in condos and apartments, and we can't wash our car in the driveway. Well, you know what I mean. Like,
Nick's one of those.
Yes,
people.
I'm one of those people.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, solidarity,
yeah,
man.
solidarity. Yeah.
So,
Fight the power.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I throw that spray wax in the car, go to the car wash, and like if it's not busy, I just sit and I put the spray. It's awesome. So I love that stuff.
RCS 10% off.
Yeah.
Us automotive.
We use it though.
Automotive, apartment dwellers. We're a different breed.
We're very resourceful.
I told on the story on the podcast about a month back. I was down there, and I mean, I live in an apartment like you, but I have a push broom, and I clean my parking space. And my neighbor walks by me, and he goes, "Are we supposed to do that?" And I go, "No." I go, "It's just my OCD." He goes, "Oh, okay." This is where I keep my toys, and I want them to be nice.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
So I get it.
I've had many neighbors where if I've been down working on the car doing something, they're just like, "Do you want to clean my car next?" And it's always a big joke. Like,
Yeah.
I hate that
no.
joke. No, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen the way you keep your car, Carl, or whatever your name is.
Exactly.
I say yes, and then $50, $60, depending what time I have that day.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Some of them will do it. It's kind of funny. I'm like, all right, brown bear, here I come. We're driving through.
Is there a brown bear around you?
I've heard.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Long-running joke.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, there's a giant brown bear by my house.
Good to know. Good to
You know who you are. Yeah.
Should kill both of us. Yeah.
Nice. Well, good job, Carl, for introducing everyone to Avance.
Yeah.
There are some great Avance events coming up.
Yes, what is happening with Avance?
We will be at.
Yeah.
Let's see here. This weekend, there's 3, actually. Okay. Avance Off-Road event, May 15th. Come on down, see us, see our giant red tent. It'll block you from the sun. And Avance is bringing out their new off-road tent, by the way, that supposedly. Big off-road tent reveal.
They just had to up us. They're trying to just...
I think it's the same one.
Good luck.
But it's brown.
Okay.
That's an off-road tent.
I get it. I just wasn't. I've been out of the world for a while. I'm just kind of coming back and preparing.
Yeah. I'm hoping Brandon will bring the pin scour and the monkey because I'm dying to see the monkey in person. So
fair enough.
If you haven't seen his, it's started as a monkey and evolved into this thing that I love. I don't know how to describe it.
Oh, his bike. I was like, what did he do? Exactly. Yeah.
He can live his life how he wants, Nick.
Yeah, it's good for him. Yeah. So.
Anyway, so come see us on the 15th if you're around this weekend. Even if you're not off-roading, and I want to make sure this is clear to everybody, it's not open invite to go off-road. You need to sign up in advance. It usually sells out. But if you are just want to be a spectator, yes, you can drive into the lot, see what's going on, come say hi. We're not going to kick you out. Come see us at the tent. Maybe you win a prize just for showing up because we're cool like that.
Really cool kids.
Yeah, but it's a ton of fun to be a spectator at. And so obviously we have to maintain social distancing. We can't overcrowd. But give Adam or Ben a heads up that you want to come check it out, and I'm sure we can work that out. Then Avance Denver Drive. So Colorado fans, we were just talking about earlier, there's 9:30 a.m. to 12. They're doing a Sunday drive, Avance Denver crew. And then, which we just said, tons of good roads around there. And then the IRDC race and parade laps from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Again, this is Sunday the 16th out at Pacific Raceways. That's going to be a good time. That always is a good time. So
I'll be out there.
You'll be out there. Okay.
I don't think I'll do the parade lap because I'm hoping some buddies in there.
She's going to be in full princess garb out there, like with a tiara and doing.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Everybody knows those women that drive those GPs. They're
parade lap. We are high maintenance, snotty.
Exactly.
Terrible people.
Mostly. Yeah.
Sounds like a ton of fun.
Mini women.
That'll be fun, though, to come out and watch the races because we can have spectators out there now for the races. So
finally.
Good stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
that's cool. And then if you listen to this and you're like, hey, I want to try that track thing, Avance Track Day at Pacific Raceways is the 19th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Are you going to be at that one too?
I am.
Nice. And that is sponsored by ProFormance, or partnered with ProFormance, I should say. Anyway, definitely go check that out. You don't need to have some massive race car to do it. You can take your daily drive down there. Some tires probably would help. I'm just going to point that out there. Like, all season's not the best for a track day, but if you've got if you're somewhat of an enthusiast and you want to give it a shot, I highly recommend it. You will have a ton of fun. You probably won't crash your car unless you're being really terrible. If you just listen to the person with you, though, you'll be fine. So that's the 19th, and then always a fun event. Done a couple of these. Avance Dyno Day at Carb Connection is the 22nd. Kind of a fun time just to stand around and see what comes out there because you never know what pulls up. We've seen everything.
You gonna take the Mini out? Show us what you can do.
That'd be kind of fun, actually.
I don't want to embarrass anyone with all my power.
That's true.
She's not even talking about the car. She just has this raw power about her. Princess power. Oh, elbow, wrist.
Waiting for her to pull out a sword.
Right? I would not be surprised.
But, everything. I've seen 7-figure exotics out there, everything to Raptors on the dyno, you name it. Stuff comes out you would not believe at dyno days. It's always fun to watch.
It's cool.
Porsches do not do well on dynos. They're very hard to dyno tune unless you are a specific Porsche tuner, by the way. Just throwing that out there. Doesn't mean you can't do it, but I would give them a call ahead of time if you're a Porsche owner. Tricking the all-wheel drive system to work, even on an all-wheel drive dyno, doesn't always work.
Nope.
So
and Porsches are cheap to fix too, so it's fine.
It doesn't break them. It just they tend to go into limp mode and then shut down, and then you can just reset and you're fine. But I've seen that happen. So just so you know. But that's what's coming up with Avance. I'm excited for that off-road day. Like I said, it's been a while. I mean, it's been a month since we had one. And I always have a good time at those. It's fun just to hang out at the off-road days. I like those because even though I don't typically do the course, I get to talk to people between sessions, and I miss that. Like the big car events, like we're talking about exotics, like there's so many people around, you don't get to have that. But the Avant stuff, it's a lot more personal.
Stuff,
I get to actually meet people and talk to people. And there's a bunch of regulars out there. It's always fun to watch the Raptors jump or flatten the jumps lately.
Crazy. You're gonna take you can take the Mini out, right? Do it.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, good. See, we're
Let's
good.
do it.
Yep. Nice.
Off-road, yeah, just talking to Rachel the other day. She's been working on that Bronco too. She did the seats, custom fabricated a rear storage section.
I saw that, yeah.
The suspension, a bunch of engine stuff. She's having a couple of mechanical issues, but I told her we're going to start logging that a little bit. It's fun to watch a regular project. I think a lot of people forget that as car enthusiasts, and I'm talking about this because of Avants. Like, I love to see the updates no matter what you're doing. I don't care if you're working on your Miata, your Mini, your Ferrari, whatever. It's fun to see projects come along. I like watching the evolution. You don't need to have, we are Rain City Supercars, but you don't need to have a supercar for it to be interesting and fun for other people to watch.
I mean, technically we are RCS, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. But all at the same time, if you have a project, I wanted to bring that up. I want to know about it. Send me the photos. Let us know what you're working on, why you're working on it. I love seeing projects come together. It's like watching somebody paint art or something, or it's like a Bob Ross over time. I just love watching it come together.
I think this is an original phrase I'm about to come up to. But tell us about your car crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us how car crazy you are. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll turn that into a show or something.
I would love to see that, actually. Yeah. I would love to do, like, listener rides, bring a little section like that. It's just fun to
if you're working on mods, we'd love to know about it.
Yeah, we'll feature it on our Instagram. Yeah. Like, I like to see cool projects come together. There's a guy on Avants right now who's lifting a Smart 4.2, and it's on, like, 32-inch tires now, massive fender cutouts.
Nothing amazes me after the guy with the Miata came out and did the off-road course. So
yeah, Jacob. It was his birthday the other day. I know he listens to the show. Jacob Klosterman, happy birthday, and I can't wait to see his Miata. Since he's done that, he's added front and rear brush guards, bumpers, skid plates, a rear hitch for the spare tire carrier for an off-road tire. He had the custom skid plates all in the bottom fabricated, and I know he upgraded his drivetrain a little bit to turn those massive tires.
There's some interesting vehicles out there. Like
I love that stuff.
I forgot his name with the Audi A3 that's all off, the jacked up A3.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And then Adam Design, his Volvo, it's a V70, I think. I think it's a V70, but it's lifted on 33s now, or 31s. 31s, I think.
Why not lift just anything?
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
Well, and you know him, too, because he's a fabricator. So it's like
it's done right.
It oddly looks like it was a SEMA build from Volvo. Like, it's perfect and beautiful. Sure. And so that's the kind of stuff I love seeing at the off-road events. Ooh, so
nice.
Anyway.
Well, we appreciate you coming in and taking time out of your mini day to do this for us, and coming down off of your mini perch.
It was tough.
Taking a break from riding Bill.
Yeah.
Riding around in Bill, that's what I meant to say.
Can I get back at that now? But no. Thank you, guys.
In, whatever. Yeah. I'm starting to feel bad for Bill. I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
Bill takes
He likes it. He likes it.
He does.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Now I can't send this to my parents.
No,
Thanks
you can't.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world. Well,
thank you guys. Yeah. This was super awesome. Yeah.
We enjoyed having you.
Yeah.
For this episode of Rain City Supercars, I'm Nick.
I'm Dan, and don't just get there. Enjoy the drive.